Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. It's Ameerah and I'm so glad. Thank you for clicking on this video because this will be a get ready with me. I haven't done one in so long and I wanted to do one. I was just in the mood. I have a few new products that I wanted to test out that I didn't want to necessarily do like a specific video for. So I think a get ready with me is a fun way to review new products and also just chit and chat with you guys about just things that have been on my mind. In this video I'll be testing out the NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is it here, and one of their new concealers, the Radiant Creamy Concealer. Along with this foundation, they extended the Radiant Creamy Concealer line and they added a few more shades. So I will be testing out a new shade along with, where is it? The Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I have been playing with this, but I haven't reviewed it officially on my channel yet. So I'll be reviewing this for you guys, and I also thought it would be really fun just to chit and chat with you guys and talk about some of my lessons I learned my first year as a YouTuber. 2017 was my first year on YouTube, and there's so many things that I wanted to share with you guys. Not necessarily any regrets, but more so things that I learned and want to apply to moving forward as a YouTuber. So I wanted to share that, especially if any of you out there are interested in becoming influencers on YouTube or on social media. So many things that I think I've learned that I definitely want to share with you guys. So if you're interested in hearing how my first year as a YouTuber went, then keep watching. Also, if you would like my review of a few of these new products, then keep watching. Don't forget, if you haven't already, to subscribe down below so you are notified every time I post new uploads to my channel. And yeah, let's get right into this what I learned get ready with me. So other than the foundation, I'm also going to be trying a new brow product. It's not really new, it's more so just a new product that I'm using, and this is the MAC brow, well, this is the MAC Fluid Line Brow Gel Cream. I don't know why I can't talk today. And it's in the color True Brunette, which is kind of at first glance it looks kind of light. It looks like for somebody maybe with a lighter hair color, but and I love a deep brow. I usually use a deep dark brunette, but I wanted something a little different, something a little bit cooler, something a little less intense sometimes. So I'm gonna try this and see how it goes. Off the bat though, this is like the exact color of my brows, so I don't know if it's going to really work out the way I anticipated, but we'll see. Well, one of the first things that I learned my first year as a YouTuber, the first thing I did was search other people and videos about what they learned and any advice that they would have for any aspiring influencers and things like that. And one of the things that I kept coming across were people saying not to invest too much into your materials until you were sure that this is something that you wanted to do. Now granted, I do agree with that. However, I don't think that advice is necessarily the best. I'm going to mix in a little bit of deep dark brunette because this is not giving me the life I want. I will say that I think that's true, but I think it's important that people realize, at least I realized when I was watching these videos, these were videos from like maybe a couple years ago, maybe even 5, 6 plus years ago. because YouTube is very much saturated now, especially the beauty community, I think it's very challenging to tell someone who is aspiring to be a beauty YouTuber to not invest in their materials, because there are so many people that are doing the same thing that is really going to take not only your personality and your reviews and your style and the way you edit and produce and whatnot. Your materials play a part in setting you apart, and that's something I learned very early on. Granted, I wouldn't say go into debt getting materials, you know, just get what you can afford until you are sure you want to invest. But I wouldn't start out telling somebody to shoot videos on their phone, because as a viewer, if I clicked on a video and I didn't like the setup, or I didn't think that the lighting was good or the sound was bad, I would just click off of it. So to me, at least for it's going to be very easy to look over your videos if they're not edited well, if the materials aren't great, if the quality is not really up to par, because there's so many other videos that are offering that, so many other people that are offering that, that is going to be really challenging to set yourself aside at this point if your materials aren't really good. Okay guys, so if you see the powder on my face, this is just for my laugh line, so never mind that. I'm now going in with the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. One of the other lessons I learned my first year on YouTube was being honest in your videos definitely pays off. And just not just being honest in your videos, but be honest with your integrity as an influencer. I remember, I think it was anti-hauls or like the voiceovers. Those were like two big sort of trendy type of videos that a lot of beauty influencers were doing. And I remember not really being interested in doing either one. I just had my reasons and I just didn't really care to do them. And granted, I think it could have brought traffic to my channel, but I feel like as a viewer, I will always, you know, before deciding to do a video, I would ask myself as a viewer, you know, is this something that I would be interested in? And if I wasn't, then I wasn't going to do the video. I think a lot of times influencers don't really give their subscribers and their viewers enough credit that it's so obvious when you're on camera and you're not being authentic about something. I don't think all influencers really pick that up and really give their subscribers the credit that is like, it's so obvious that you're doing this just for the sake that it's a trending type of thing and not really because you want to. Another thing as far as honesty is just be vulnerable with your subscribers, with your audience. One of my most successful videos from 2017 was a facial hair remover that I did, and I did it on a whim. I didn't really think that I was going to get as much notoriety from it, and it ended up being my most popular video. The whole time editing it, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to share it because I have some insecurity that goes with the hair that grows on my face because it's not very feminine. It's kind of difficult to get rid of, and it's not always as easy as shaving, especially when it grows back very quickly, and it kind of plays into the way I present myself and the way I style my scarf. And you know, it's just you know, it can be for a young woman, facial hair that is not flattering other than your eyebrows or your eyelashes. It's just not flattering. So I told myself, you know, I'm going to do the video, and then when I edit it, I'll finally decide if I want to put it up or not. And I said, listen, you know, I already did the video, I might as well put it up. And it actually became my most successful video of 2017, and it's still growing in numbers, and I'm so thankful. And I honestly feel like that video is successful because I was being vulnerable, because I explained that, you know, I had a facial hair problem. I still do, you know, that I'm maintaining. And it was a review of a product, but I feel like I was opening up to my audience, and I think the audience could appreciate that and could see that it wasn't sponsored, it didn't have a hidden agenda, it was just a review of a product that I was hoping was going to help me with a problem. So I think it's just important to share with your audience who you are as a person, and don't be afraid to go to that vulnerable place, because if they feel like you're being honest with them, I think it can just be a positive for your channel. I'm now using Royal, which is right next to Amethyst. This looks like a sort of a metallic-y type of buttery shade. Really pretty. I'm gonna put some Fix Plus on here. Let's see. One of the other things that I'm still trying to get a grasp of is participating on all of my social media platforms. I don't know. I've never been like a super social media person, and definitely being a YouTuber, you have to really be on point with all of your social platforms. You can't just depend on YouTube to get you the traffic that you want, because so many people are going to find you in different ways. So you definitely have to make sure that you're staying active on all your social media, so that way if they find you on YouTube, they care about what your Instagram looks like, and then your Snapchat, and so on and so forth. And right now, I am so bad at my social media. I'm trying to be better. If you guys want to follow me, I'll leave that on the screen, either before or after this video. And I am just, I don't know, like, I definitely would love to hear from you guys, but I'm just not that good at my social media. Like, when I go somewhere and I do something, my first thought isn't to get on social media to do it, to like share it, because I just don't think people would care. But I'm learning more and more that it's really important to be active on those channels, so that way people can remember you and get to know you and all of that. I'm gonna move into the skin now. You know how I do, I go back into the eyes once the foundation and concealer is set. I am going to be trying out the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I have Caracas and Cadiz because I wasn't sure which one would be my shade. Let's just try these out. I know there's a lot of reviews on these. It's supposed to be 16-hour wear. It's supposed to be non-transferable. Supposed to be radiant. It says to shake well before using. I'm so happy, one, that NARS has extended their shade range. I love the formula of the Sheer Glow. However, Macao is not necessarily my shade, even though that's the shade I have to use in the Sheer Glow foundation, and I have to sort of even it out with concealers and my powders. It's not too far off, but it's just not as an exact match as I would like. So I do love the fact that this line of new foundations really dives into the neutral tones within deeper skin tones. I feel like a lot of other foundations just go like light, medium, tan, deep, and there's so many other colors within those 4 sort of pillar colors. So super excited that even 2 foundations like this that appear similar are actually being manufactured and produced to be 2 separate colors, because there are people that aren't the same that do have these minor differences in their skin tones and their undertones. So I'm super happy about that. I'm going to be starting with Caracas, and I really want to use this the way I use my Sheer Glow. Because this is supposed to be radiant, I am going to go in with the Sandra Deluxe and Melanie Mills Gleam Body Radiance, and I'm going to mix this actually with my primer. So I'm going to put some on my foundation brush, like 3 pumps, and see how this goes. Okay. Okay, it looks a little red, but it's blending in very, very nicely. I'm now going to use a little bit of Cadiz. I really like the way Caracas left my skin. It just looks like a teensy tiny bit red, so this is a little bit lighter. So I'm going to just put this in areas I think just a tad bit lighter. You'll notice I'm not really getting too close to under my eyes, since that's where we will be putting concealer. Just started not to really take that area so seriously when it comes to applying my foundation. And let's jump right into this new concealer. This is so hard to pronounce. I don't even know how to pronounce this. I'll just put it at the bottom of the screen. But this is in between caramel and biscuit, and it looks like the perfect blend of the 2. So if you remember, caramel is a bit more golden and biscuit has more of like a pinky undertone. So I'm hoping I get the best of both worlds with this. So I'll be putting this right under here, and this looks pretty orange to me. I can tell right away I like this shade, but I'll probably add a little bit of caramel just to give me more of that golden undertone. So one of the biggest lessons from 2017 that I learned, especially if you are interested in being a beauty influencer on YouTube, you must practice talking off camera. Oh my goodness, I even now still struggle with it, but talking on camera is so new when you're not used to doing it, especially if you have a camera that has like that preview window that you leave out to make sure you're in frame and all of that. It's very difficult not to talk to the window. You have to talk to your frame. I know you could probably just close your preview window. You can close your preview window, but then you run the risk of maybe not noticing something in your post-production. So I would say definitely practice talking to the lens. Make sure you're making eye contact, because that's where your audience is. And one thing that helped me, and of course I'm not perfect, you guys see me mess up all the time, but practicing that off camera has definitely helped with my comfort level and just being able to do that on a regular basis. explaining things. Like if I go out somewhere and I'm not recording it, I'll still talk through it as if it's a tutorial, so that way I feel like I'm still getting some practice in, so it just makes me more comfortable. This next lesson I learned pretty early on, and it was to block negativity. It's really not worth going back and forth with someone. If someone is just being negative on your channel, arguing with other people in your comments, or just putting down your video, just block them really quickly. I was blessed to really have people check out my videos that seem very nice and very respectful, not only to me but to one another in the comments. I don't really see too much like arguing or back and forth or disrespect, and when I do, I just shut it down. And it's not necessarily because I can't take it, but it's because you will not thrive on my channel in any form or fashion with negativity. That's probably the best thing you can do for yourself, especially in that first year when you're still trying to be comfortable, you're trying to build your network, you're trying to build your channel. You really shouldn't be focusing on who has something negative to say about you. And also that brings me to my next point. Don't take the dislikes or the thumbs down on your videos personally. Some people just aren't gonna like it, and some people just are miserable and they want company. So don't take it personally, even though I'll just say, as from going to a viewer of YouTube to producing videos for YouTube, you really see how much work goes into making the video, editing the video to a quality level that you're satisfied with, and that's cutting the clips, adding the music, voiceovers, entering clips, entering text if needed, you know, making your video look attractive. There's so many steps to uploading a video that I could not possibly, even if I hated the video, I could not possibly click a thumbs down on anybody's video now that I know what type of effort it takes to get from point A to point Z once that video is finally uploaded. So that's just my opinion as far as that. Is so much that goes into uploading a video. Even if the video is bad, it's still some sort of production that that person has done. So I just, it's beyond me why people even waste their time watching videos they don't like. Because if you're gonna dislike a video, like, I don't get why you would watch it. But you know, stuff like negativity, things that you can help keep your channel positive, do everything you can to keep your channel positive. So this is the finished look. My overall review of the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation is, I really like it. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin. I like that. I really like foundations that feel skin-like, that I don't have anything on. I just don't like that heavy feeling. So I really do like that for that reason. I feel like they did an amazing job with the shade range. I'm so happy that they really expanded the deeper skin tones compared to the Sheer Glow and even their All Day Weightless foundation. It just seems like this particular line of foundations seems to really appreciate the different undertones of deeper skin women, which I really appreciate. As far as this Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette, I love the way my eyes came out. I feel like it's so sultry. It gives you sort of that Arabian type of vibe. I really like the way it came out. Some of the shades are better used with your finger. I heard that a lot with the Rose Gold palette. I didn't pick that palette up, but I did hear the same thing. And just experimenting, oops, it's upside down. Just experimenting with this palette, I can see that that's a continued trend with this. I still feel like the shades are beautiful, but if you are not into using your finger, you may not necessarily want this. I still believe that there's a lot of shades in here that compare to the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. There's a lot of orange and reds and sort of fiery, hot sort of colors. And then she comes in with like 4 shades of purple, which really moves the palette in a different direction. So I really do like that. I hate feeling like I have palettes that basically have the same color theme. So I love the fact that this does have some peaks of purple. And lastly, for my last lesson that I learned in 2017 as my first year as a YouTuber, most important lesson: be yourself. Do not try to be another influencer. Do not try to adapt their personality. You are you. What works for them is not going to work for you. Be authentic, and the people that appreciate your content are going to come. So definitely don't compromise that. Don't really pay attention to what other people are doing. You are going to have to really create the lane for yourself and just be authentic and honest and vulnerable with your audience, so you can get that feedback that they trust you and they trust your videos. That's how you're going to get your subscribers. So there's still things I'm learning along the way, but I definitely wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye.